Between the ink of historians and the imagination of poets, truth fades and legends are born. This tale spans across hundreds of sources and conflicting accounts, and what we unveil today is the most gripping version among them. Prepare yourselves, for the map is set and the history is about to unfold. On the forgotten, desolate fringes of the empire, where the decaying borders of Rome dissolved into mist, Aurelian was born. He was the son of a humble peasant, toiling in a barren soil they did not own, while his mother was a poor priestess of the sun god, chanting prayers in a small village temple. The boy grew up with his siblings, amidst poverty and ruthless barbarian raids. But while his brothers accepted the quiet, invisible life of peasants, a fierce wrath burned within Aurelian. From his first cry, he knew no peace, watching wheat fields burn and his family flee from death. This cruelty forged an iron resolve, never to die surrendering. From afar, he watched the Roman cavalry, their steel armor gleaming, and swore, under his mother's scorching sun, to abandon the plow for the sword. His massive frame, growing like rock, was built to strike terror into his enemies. At 20, Aurelian abandoned his father's dry fields to enlist as a nameless, low-ranking infantryman in the freezing border barracks. Unlike others, he never complained about the brutal, merciless training or scarce bread, channeling his entire existence into mastering war and iron discipline. Through grueling sweat and blood, he climbed the military ranks, soldier by soldier, battle after battle. His incredible raw valor in combat left his comrades in absolute awe, dueling barbarian chiefs face to face at the front lines with deadly precision. Soon, tales of his raw ferocity and unmatched combat skills echoed through the camps, earning him his legendary moniker, Hand on Hilt. This caught the attention of Emperor Claudius, who recognized his genius and gave him absolute command of the entire imperial cavalry. In the year 270, a devastating plague tore through the camps, taking the life of Emperor Claudius. In Rome, his weak brother Quintillus seized the throne, backed by corrupt senators, exploiting the army's distance. But on the freezing front lines, the hardened legions refused to bow to a pampered ruler hiding in luxury. Clashing swords against iron shields, they raised Aurelian upon their shoulders, declaring him emperor by the law of steel. Without hesitation, Aurelian led his cavalry like lightning toward the capital. Hearing that the beast of battles was coming, and abandoned by his terrified guards, a paralyzing dread drove Quintillus to slit his wrists, bleeding to death before Aurelian's horses touched the city gates. Soon after, Aurelian crushed the barbarian invaders at the river Mataro, saving Italy from total annihilation. Aurelian inherited a dying realm, literally fractured into three rival empires. To the west, the rebellious Gallic Empire had stolen Gaul and Britain. To the east, the wealthy Palmyrene Empire under Queen Zenobia held Egypt and the Levant, leaving Rome bleeding in the middle. Aurelian launched a brutal 3-year campaign of fire and steel to reclaim the lost lands. First, he marched west, conquering the rebellious provinces and breaking the northern barbarians. Then, he turned to his ultimate challenge in the east. Palmyra was a colossal trade giant with deadly, heavily armored cavalry. Amidst the burning desert heat, Aurelian waged a ruthless war of wits, besieging Palmyra's giant walls and capturing Zenobia at the Euphrates. In only one single year, he crushed the Eastern Rebellion, bringing all three fragments back under Rome's single banner, and the vital grain flowed once again to the hungry capital. 5 years was all the time Aurelian had to rule, yet he altered human history forever. He was the master builder who fortified Rome with the colossal Aurelian walls that still stand today. When he took the throne, the people did not revolt. They loved him deeply as their savior, for he was a simple peasant who cleared their roads, fed the poor with free bread, and protected their lives. In his triumph, he did not forget his roots. He brought his mother and siblings to live in glory inside the imperial palace, and ruled alongside his devoted wife, Empress Severina, who stood as his most loyal confidant. To honor his mother's faith, he united his empire under one deity, declaring the unconquered sun as the official god. In 5 years, he rebuilt wealth and security, forcing history to bow before him as the restorer of the world. With Rome secured, Aurelian gathered a massive army, aiming to march east to conquer Persia and even reach India. But the higher a Titan climbs, the more catastrophic is his fall. On a pitch-black night, panic consumed the emperor's personal scribe after a minor error. Fearing execution, he forged a death warrant in Aurelian's hand, listing loyal generals to provoke a preemptive strike. In Thrace, terrified officers turned their blades upon the lion, stabbing him to death. When the deception was discovered, they wept in bitter agony over his corpse, casting the treacherous scribe to wild beasts. Aurelian fell, and with him his grand dream of India, leaving an eternal legend, the mightiest sword that saved Rome, assassinated by an illusion. Yet his shadow did not vanish, for in a twist of absolute loyalty, his devoted wife Severina took the throne, ruling the empire alone to protect his memory.